thoughts on this Father's Day. There's a Spanish story told about a father and son who had become estranged. And the son ran away, and his father searched and searched and searched for his son. He was becoming distraught, and he couldn't find him. And in a last-ditch effort, he put an ad in the local newspaper that said something like this: "Meet me at the newspaper office Saturday at 8 a.m. All is forgiven. I love you, Paco, your father." And on that Saturday at 8 a.m., 800 Pacos showed up at the newspaper office, all looking for forgiveness and love from their fathers. And I think we're all like that to a certain degree. You see, we can only trust God to the degree that we know that we are loved by God. I was lucky. I grew up in a church that taught me early the love of God and came to experience that as a child. But many people haven't been as lucky as I have, because they've grown up with an abusive father or neglectful father or aloof. And based on that image, we build all these distorted images of God. That God is cruel, angry, abusive, aloof. And we take the worst from our earthly models and project it all on God. And sometimes we're not even conscious of this or aware of this. And Jesus we love, but the Father we're not so sure about. Because if we make a mistake, or if we sin in some way, that we might be condemned and judged and maybe even eternal torment. And the Holy Spirit is a mystery. We often don't know what to do with the Spirit. So there's a passage in 1 John 3:1 that says this: "See what love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God. And that is what we are." So on this Father's Day, I'm reminded of the mystic Meister Eckhart, who said, "I beg God to relieve me of God," meaning all of the distorted images, the projections, the lies I believe about God. Relieve me, God, of those, that I may know the one true God who is love. We can only trust God to the degree that we know that we are loved by God. So the work is to trust in love more and more and more. And I'm reminded of a Brennan Manning quote. And I even jotted it down here so I can remember, because he says it so beautifully. "We cannot assume God feels about us the way we feel about ourselves, unless we love ourselves compassionately, intensely, and freely." In human form, Jesus revealed to us what God is like. He exposed our projections, our distorted images of God, for the idolatry that they are, and helps us to become free of them. It takes, I love this line, it takes a profound conversion to accept that God is relentlessly tender and compassionate towards us, just as we are, not as we should be, because none of us are as we should be. And if he didn't accept us in that, it wouldn't be total acceptance. Not in spite. God accepts us not in spite of our faults and sins, but with them. So I beg God to relieve me of God, and I beg you, maybe, to be done with all these distorted images of an angry father. like a good Father, the best that we could imagine, and beyond that also, beyond what we could possibly imagine, the Father has lavished his love on us. So we can only trust God to the degree that we know that we are loved by God. So may you know that, all you Pacos out there, myself included, may you know this love and forgiveness of God, and let that help us this day and the days to come to live all the days of our lives.